You've all been asking for this chat. You've all been wanting like a date update, a whole chin wag. So brace yourself, okay? Brace yourself because I'm in love. I'm in love. I'm very aware that the other YouTubes are a bit more chaotic. So we're going to try and start A to B with this one, A to B, A to Z with this one. Okay. Newbies, welcome. I've just asked for a divorce and now I'm dating again. Okay. Date update. I told you all about the Thai guy and I told you all about the short king. The Thai guy, I read every comment, and for every comment my heart broke. I'm trusting you lot. I'm trusting you lot. And the short king, the short king. Let's just say he's less of a short king, more of an idiot with insoles. Should we call him that? No, you know what? I don't want to be sour. There's no sourness. Genuinely, there's no personal feelings. That guy. How do I say this? Let me give you a bit of info behind the scenes, whatever. We voice note quite a lot, and at first it was kind of hot. He was like, ooh, dating diaries, am I going to be part of dating diaries? Which I thought, ooh, cute, you know that. You know about my shit, you know. I knew he would know about my shit. He's followed me for fucking 12, 13 years, even when I had a private profile. But then he kept talking about it. Then he kept saying, you should give me 10% because I'll be part of this. And then I realised, you know what? This camera's too high weight. I realised I was like, I don't really want to give him too much screen time. So let's just say waste of my time. And I'm not just saying this, but it was almost a waste anyway, because the amount of times I went back and forth with my best friend and I was like, why am I even going? Why am I going? Like, I feel like you should date everybody, whether they're in your league, out your league, not what you want, not what you thought you wanted. I think dating is healthy. You know, you can learn a lot from dating anybody. So that's why I was going to go. Well, that's why I went. However, he was never really my cup of tea anyway. I think I was just trying to get out there. But anyway, he's a waste of time. He was just, I don't know, I think he's got his own issues. I don't know what's wrong with him. I don't really care. There's no bad blood, genuinely. If he wants to reach out to me and message me, you're welcome to. You'll get a very polite decline back. But other than that, I've removed him as a follower on my platform, because why have you watched me for 13 years and then you do whatever you do? Ew, it's icky. Anyway, next. Date update. I know you said what you said about Thai guy. I'm in love. Let me give you some more context about Thai guy, right? That I didn't actually tell you in the first place. Thai guy, I've known him for about 15 years, right? I told you we've already connected before, but I genuinely don't remember it, not because I was drunk or anything like that, but it's so long ago, right? You don't remember that. I don't remember it. Then he was doing a little talk to me this way, talk to me that way. So I kind of just aired the guy for like a week, and I was like, when you learn to respect somebody, then you know where I'm at. Do you know what I mean? But the more we spoke and have spoken, I fear this is the male version of Aaliyah. This is me. This is the male version of me. His birthday is my mum's death day. I'm crazy with dates. So I'm like, is this a sign? This is my mum saying, you want to learn? Here's a lesson. Or she's saying, go back. But my mum knew this guy. She knew this guy. And funnily enough, he was speaking about when he used to come to my house, and like, because the neighbours talking to him. He used to be at my house every damn day. So much so, the neighbours knew him by first name. And my mum knew him. My mum used to say, how can I say this about hotting the person up? My mum used to say, where's your friend who's such and such and such? Where is he? Call him. She used to always say that. So I was like, that's crazy that you share that date. And then we're talking more and more and more. And then my son's birthday, July, is the same day as someone significant to him. What? Is this a sign? So against your comments, I kind of lent into it, and we've been... No. This man is the same as me. He communicates the way I do. We have the same star sign. I think that's what I need. I need someone my star sign, right? I just need someone my own star sign. I can't be arsed with someone else and their unpredictability. Like, I know what this man will say before he even says it. I fucking know. So we've been speaking, and I've been asking him questions. And you know, normally you'll ask a man a question. Like, I was going to get my phone, but I think it's dead. The questions I've written down, and I've written his answers, purely because what you say is what you say and what you do is what you do, right? But also, I feel like men, they're like, oh yeah, talk to me, ask me questions. And like the second, third question, they're moaning, aren't they? And like, I've been in a marriage with... I need to be careful how I word this, because ever since I started dating, my marriage and divorce, and it's just gone like that. I can't... We'll talk about that when I legally can, okay? We can't do that now. But I was in a marriage where I'm a question person, no matter how long I've known you. So I would say to my best friend, for example, can I ask you, if you was ever doing this and this, how would you respond? And in my marriage, all I remember is being like, wait a minute, let me think about it. Oh, not questions again. And it's like, fuck, what are we going to talk about? You know what I mean? But I get it. Everyone's different. People different. Different strokes, different folks. This man, I'm asking him questions like, how do you love? How do you receive love? What... I said, out of all your previous relationships, what from them is preventing or causing you to lean away? What did I say? Oh, what did I say? Let me get my notes. I said, what did I say? Fucking hell. I said, what the fuck, have I got dementia? Okay. What? Why am I forgetting immediately? Okay. In what way have your previous relationships impacted the way you show up today? The man is just answering. And I'm not getting like, oh, he's answering the right thing. But the fact that he's not moaning. And then I spoke to him the next day and he said, are we doing another Q&A? So I was like, oh, here it is. This is the typical man thing to do. And I said, I mean, I can if you want, but if you prefer me not to. He said, no, go ahead, I like it. I want to lick you, sir. I want to lick you. But I didn't say that. And then I said, he asked me, is there anything else? I said, I'm not sure, anything. And have you got anything? He started asking me similar questions back. He started saying, what qualities in a man do you look for? You! Okay, I'm in love. I'm not in love. I'm in love. But let's remember, we've spoke about the kids thing. We've spoke about him wanting kids. We've spoke about me saying, let me tell you exactly what I said. When we first connected, he'd mentioned kids, and I said, I want to reconnect with you, but I don't want to delay. That's so rude. I want to reconnect with you, but I don't want to delay you from getting what you want. So if it's kids, please exit left, is basically what I said. This man wants my children. I know full well that he talks about kids all the time. He always says, could you see me being your husband? And although I'm in love, right? I'm in love in a selfish way. I'm not in love with the idea. I mean, this sounds awful. I'm not in love with the idea of him being my husband and us making our own baby. What is he going to look like? Like, I've done all that. I'm in love with the idea of our bodies touching. I'm in love with the idea of our bodies touching. I'm in love with the idea of being a mom and then saying, boom, being a mom, there you are, dad's turn, meeting up my man, eating a meal peacefully while I kiss your face. We go about our business, and then I go home. I'm in love with the idea. I'm in love with the idea of someone checking in with me. Not because you want to know what your kids ate today. It's selfish, I know. I know, but I'm in love. Okay, let me chill out, let me relax. So I know lots of you will have come over from yesterday's chaotic get ready with me where my makeup was fucked. I was so hyped. I was screaming and shouting, and that wasn't even pretend. It was hype. I'm excited every day to talk to this man. And I've spoken to this man. I used to be with this man for 8 hours a day every day. So we've spoken for a long time. But every time we speak, it's like we always have more to say. And I love the fact that he just says all the time, like we'll be in the middle of a conversation about dinner or anything, and he'll go, question. Yes. And he'll just ask me something like, okay, you've got Muslim kids. How would you raise any more kids? Do you see why I'm in love? I'm in love. But equally, I'm not trying to rush the process. I'm not trying to rush it. And although I'm being like, man. You can be my man, but we're not in a relationship. I keep saying that. He keeps saying like, oh, you're my girlfriend. I'm like, I'm not your girlfriend. I'm not your girlfriend. I don't know. I just don't think I want to do all that. You know what I mean? But I want to eat you. And like, anyway, I could talk about this man all day. There's some things I want to cover in this because that was a brief date update. But there's some things I want to cover in this just about divorce, dating, your sexuality, your self-love, all of it. Because I get in so many DMs, but also like, if I didn't fall into this space, and I'm not going to be like, because I've worked so hard on myself, but I've intentionally sought out avenues and things to do and things to learn, not just in Bali last year, but other places in therapy and stuff, to help me get over some of these hurdles that I entered my marriage with. And I feel like if I didn't fall into this place organically after divorce, I would also be asking the same questions like, where do I start? Where do I begin? So, divorce, very briefly, I told you guys our arrangement. It was all cool. Soon as I actually went on a date, that's all I'll say, okay? I can't say anymore. But equally, whatever's going on between me and... How can I say this? Whatever the end result is... See what I can't even speak. I don't understand anymore. Whatever the end result is, at the end of this divorce, it is what it is. After that, I promise you all, I'm going to come on here and tell the whole truth and nothing but the blood clot truth, because there's been 3 years of me not being truthful, but speaking wisely, speaking carefully, ensuring that I don't damage or impact anyone's reputation. And I shouldn't have done that. That's all I'll say. But anyway, life after divorce. Everyone's saying, how do you get into dating? My DMs are so dry, my life's dry, Hear it this way. I know lots of you are single moms and single moms with fathers that don't really care to be involved. And that's not an assumption, by the way. It's based on what you're DMing me. So it's going to be more difficult for you because it's just you, right? It's just you. You're a sole parent. Right now, I'm kind of a sole parent, but my kids do want to see their dad. He'll have them, so I've got more time. But what I do want to say is, if and whenever you've got the time, don't get ready and sit in your living room and wait for Prince Charming to jump in your DMs. But equally, when I say that as well, stop waiting for Prince Charming. If it's Derek and Derek's white and you want to like mixed race guys, go out with Derek. Because you don't need to kiss Derek. You don't need to have any... You need to date. Me and my friend are going on a speed dating thing next week. I don't think I'm going to... I'm judging, aren't I? But I don't personally think I'm going to find anyone I would lay down with or have any kind of serious relationship with at a speed dating place. And you might say, well, why are you going? I'm going for the fun. I'm going to practice my flirting. Flirt more. Get ready, or however ready your ready is. Go to the supermarket, flirt with the cashier, man. I flirt with everybody. I'm flirting with women in the drive-thrus. I'm actually a really good flirt. So when you're all saying your life's dry, respectfully, you're going to have to go out there. Like today, I didn't want to go to the shop. I knew I had to go to the shop. My son had been asking me for a new pair of trainers all week. I normally just order it, but I was like, you know what? Let me just go, because I'm hot property, man. Like, I could walk into Meadow Hall and 5 men be like, oh, can I take your number? I mean, I wouldn't give you my number, but maybe a little Snapchat or something. And I've got like a fake Snapchat too, so they won't even see that like I'm this influencer with followers, you know. But you guys obviously probably aren't in that situation. So it's easier. You don't even have to give them your entire life. So start there. But also just be open. I feel like so many people, even if it's someone hot and they've got someone, as soon as they say something slightly out of context to what they would like or prefer or tolerate, they're like, fuck that. No, you know what? Let's have a bit of grace and understanding for people, because we don't know what anyone's doing. We don't know if this is anyone else's first time either. You know what I'm saying? So, like Ty Guy, he's said a few things out of order, and I've had to respectfully put him back in order. Now, the only thing I can do is judge him from what he does after that point. You understand? If he repeats the same thing, then you're taking the piss. But he hasn't. So give people a second chance. Thirdly, fall in love with yourself. And I know you might be like, that's so easy to say, but I don't like my body since having kids, or I don't like this, or I experienced this as a child, so now I just feel so uncomfortable with this idea or that idea. The best thing I can tell you all is I also have my own issues which have trapped me for years, even in my marriage. And I did everything I could at the time, everything that was available to me to get rid of them, and it didn't work. It didn't work. And it's only when I had my breast reduction, about a month after I had my breast reduction, I knew I was going to end my marriage. I knew it. That month later, I knew. I thought, this is not a marriage for me. This is not. I just had to think about how I was going to say it. I didn't want it to be an emotional response. I wanted it to be very clear, concise, and that's that, right? So I'm lucky in the sense because I've had time kind of hiding under marriage to get to know myself, almost prepare myself for this single world. So this is why I get why it's a little bit triggering to people on the internet, why I'm like, woo, let's go. Because they're like, what? You must have never loved that man. I've been dealing with this for 2 years today. I had my breast reduction actually. So 2 years. 2 years today that I got these little, I didn't get them, they just reduced them. But I've had 2 years to really find myself, fall back in love with myself. And remember I told you guys, I don't like physical touch. I don't like intimacy. I don't like sex. I know you might be like, the ones who get it, they really get it because it resonates with them almost too much. But the ones who don't think that, like, when you're having sex, you're like, help me. No, but I would never initiate it. I'll do anything. I'll walk a mountain before I'll suggest sex. And I knew that when I leave this, I'm not saying you can't or I can't, but I didn't feel as though I could re-enter any dating world at all, and go in with the same shit I went in at 19 and be like, I don't really like sex, can you not touch me? I don't like it when you touch my ear, like, because I was like that, you know, can you just touch me there, not there, because I don't really like that. Because that's going to put someone else on the back foot, you know, because as much as we feel as though there's a very small amount of us that fall into this category of we don't like sex, we don't like this. Sadly, there's a large category of it, but most people you meet won't be in that category because it's just odds. So they're always going to feel rejection from whatever you just feel uncomfortable with. So first step to self-love. This is deep. This is deep. I want to tell you because if it helps one person, I've done my job. I look at my mirror and look in the mirror. I look at myself in my mirror naked every single day. When I was bigger, like obviously I'm smaller now, I've lost a lot of weight, I've gained a lot of muscle, I'm much more comfortable and confident. But even when I was bigger, I was looking at myself in the mirror again and again and again. And it was painful at first. I kept looking away and I was like, I don't really like how that sits. But how can I ever feel comfortable displaying my body to a stranger if I don't even like the way it looks? You know what I'm saying? And then you might be like, no, I'm going to wait for him to be my boyfriend. We do this light sex with the lights out. Nah. Let's get rid of all that. I look at my body, even to this day. I just did it now. That's why I've got no bra on, I'll be honest. I just pulled my clothes back on to film this YouTube. But I look at my body every single day. And then it's TMI, but I'm going to tell you. And then when I get comfortable enough with what I see back in the mirror, I start looking at my vagina. You're going to be like, Aaliyah, are you all right? Look at your frigging kitty, sis. Look at your kitty. Because you're not going to want someone's head down there. Sorry, it's TMI, but I'm being honest. You're not going to want no one's head down there. You're not going to want no one's fingers, hands, or someone doing that. If you don't even want to look at it, you know, if you look at it and you feel like it's growling back at you, you're going to have that same sensation when someone else wants it. And you must understand that most of these men, respectfully, they'll sleep with anybody. So what you think is bad ain't even bad. But let me tell you, it's not bad anyway. Look at it until you are absolutely like, okay, I've got good puss, bruv. Like, you have to be at that point. It's taken me 2 years to be at that point. And then, when you're comfortable with that, start to buy things that you would want a potential partner, a potential love interest, sexual person. Even if you don't buy it, go and try it. Things that you'd want them to see you in, because then you'll learn what suits your body. You'll find out what's more comfortable. And then when you put on whatever you put on and you're looking at, I like this, then sit and look at yourself in that. Because you'll start to see yourself the way that a man will see you. And then when you're in that situation with a man or a woman, you're going to be thinking the same thing they're thinking. Like, he sees me. He sees this buffet. He sees it. Like, I'm sorry, but I keep telling all these fucking men, especially Thai guy, like, I am a Dubai buffet. Like, I've got every option. You want croissant? I got croissant. You want French toast? I got French toast. Because I believe it now. I truly believe it. Like, I believe it. I can't tell you how much uncomfortable sex I've had just because I just didn't like the idea of it and I didn't like my body and I didn't want to be seen in a certain way, or, you know, I'll do it from this way but not that way and all that. Like, please, fall in love with yourself. You are the prize. And if you've got children, that is every reason as to why you should love your body even more. I don't care what anyone says. Even if you're still your pregnancy weight, or you've gained weight from your pregnancy weight, or you've lost too much weight, you've got body, sis. You grew a baby, or 2 or 3 or 4. Like, come the fuck on. Like, you grew a baby, man. You grew a baby. Your body's tea. Trust me, it's tea. You just got to learn to look at it in different lights and long enough. And then I started writing things about myself that I liked on my body. You're going to be like what? Okay, let me give you an example. My nipples. I love my boobs now. I love my boobs. I love the fact that they sit down there. All my friends were like, you should have done an implant to push it back up. No, because I look like I've had 2 kids. I look like I've had 2 kids and I've got little saggy boob. Like, I like that. It's hot. I feel like I've got teenage tits. So I write about them all the time because I romanticize myself, okay? So let me not, I'm going too deep with that. Please romanticize yourself. Never, ever, ever expect someone to romanticize you in the way you want them to if you can't do it. I'll say that. Secondly, when you're in the situation of talking to anyone, dating or whatever, flirt your ass off. And even when it gets like, Thai guy, for example, sometimes he'll message me at like 10 o'clock and I'm laid in bed and I think, why is he messaging me at 10 o'clock? Like, you're predicting that I'm available. And as much as I'm there, my phone's in my hand, I'm literally voice noting my mate. I give it 20 minutes. Sometimes I even go sleep. Do you know how much resistance that takes? Because don't make yourself readily available for these people. Keep them on their toes. Keep them on their toes. He told me yesterday, he asked me yesterday, you really trying to make this work? I said respectfully, no. No. He was shook inside. I was like, yes! But respectfully, no. No. I said, I've got many options. This is not my only option. So no, I'm not really trying to make anything work. Why are you? Do that, man. Keep them on their freaking toes. And it's a bit of a mind game, isn't it? Like, how long do I do that for? even with my ex-husband, I always kept him on his toes. But I lost the flirtatious side of it because of how, I don't know how. I don't know. I always kept him on his toes. If he texted me and said, oh, good night, I know you're sleeping now, whatever, I'll pop up. Or I tried to be sexy at one point in my marriage. It was really bad, actually. But he was sitting in the barber chair once, and I just sent like a lingerie pic because I knew that his phone would be in his hand and his barber's above his head, and I knew that he would see it and stress that the barber may see it. Do that. Keep these men on their toes. Keep them like this. Here. Like Thai guy said to me, can you book something for us to do or whatever? I don't know what he said. Can you book something? And just put my details so I know when you're going to book, basically. So you know what I did? I booked 4 dates. Sent all 4 dates to the man. The man rang me confused. Why did you book 4? Because I can't decide yet. I'm not sure when I'm free. Do that! Do that, okay? Because I'm speaking from little experience right now. But what I will say is, I feel great. I feel great. I got men chasing me on the daily. I got my man chasing me on the daily. I'm the prize. That's it. Just put it like that. You are the prize, okay? You are the frigging prize. But in regards to next steps with Thai guy, I'm open to more dates with other people, but with the short king who is less of a king, somebody like that who I've known for a very long time and I knew it would be nothing, I'm not going to bother, because now I feel like, I mean, not that we had a great friendship before, but any potential friendship that was there, he's ruined now. He's like, ugh. It's like, nah, man, I can't even be friends with you now. So I'm not going to do that because I don't want to ruin any friendships that I have. And I've got a lot of male friends from back in the day. But I'm open to dating. However, my mind's set on Thai guy. We're going with Thai guy. Thai guy is my man. We're not going to tell him. He's not on social media, by the way, because a lot of you are like, is he not going to see this? He's not on social media. He knows I am. He talks about it sometimes. He'll ask me about it. But again, it's not his generation, so he's kind of like, what? But like, what did he say? I went to see him the other day when I walked in the room. He went, oh, we have a public figure. I was like, he's obviously taking the piss. But like, yeah, my mind's on Thai guy. I told you before, I don't judge anybody who can just sex anybody. I don't. I wish I could, I can't. So I feel like, let me commit emotionally, physically, sexually and mentally to Thai guy. And anyone in passing that I browse across, you can have my conversation. You can have my flirting. And if someone comes along, my potential husband, because I feel like my potential husband's not Thai guy, I'll be honest. I don't think it is him. I feel like he is the bridge in between my next husband. But let's say he does come along in between, then I'm going to have to cut off Thai guy, but we'll deal with that at the time. But for now, I'm in love. And I hope this was long enough, because so many of you came at me and was like, 10 minutes! That last YouTube was 10 minutes! I was so conscious that I was making them too long for you guys. So here we are. 30 frigging minutes. It might be 25 when I've cut it down. But other than that, that is the update. I'm going to see Thai guy. When am I going to see him? I think next week now, because it's about to be the weekend. So yeah, next week I'm going to see him. He's asked me, what are some things you want to do? So I've told him, like, I remember begging in my marriage, I really want to do pottery. And pottery never came, you know, so whatever. My man's going to take me to pottery. His idea of what he wants to do, he's like, can we just lay down and watch box sets? Well, we can, but I mean, we can, but I just did that for 10 years, brother. I'm not saying that though, Mike, because I'm like, yeah, if you like it, I love it. Kiss me. We yet to do a tongue kiss, by the way, if you're interested. I'm worried that we've left it too long now. Now it's awkward. It's going to be, oh, I was going to say something weird. I won't say that weird thing, but we're yet to do a tongue kiss. I actually can't wait for a tongue kiss. It's got to a point now where I would have never said this in the last 10 years. And I'm pretty sure if my previous partner watches this, going to be like, who the fuck is that on that camera? Because that is not who she is. But again, I'm not that same person. I haven't been that person for 2 years. You just didn't notice. Cool, whatever. Anyway, I was on the phone the other day and he said something like, what did he say? He said something like, why haven't you come to see me or something? And I said, because that's not how it works. If you want me to see you, you say, I miss you. Can you come here? And he said, I miss your lips. And I said, I know I like your lips, but we need a little tongue. Who am I? Who am I? So yeah, we're going to do a tongue kiss. I'm going to just stick it on him. I know I asked you guys, do women do it? I don't care who does it. I'm putting my tongue in that man's mouth ASAP. And I'll keep you posted on the rest. But for now, I'm in love! So if you see me with Thai guy, please allow me, okay? I'll give you guys any attention in the world, just not with Thai guy. Because we don't want to hot him up. I don't want to hot him up. I also want him to think I'm really normal. Because I feel like he's going to get scared if one of you are not going to be like, oh my God, I love your content. Because you know how many times you've done that when I've been with like my normal friends who don't share anything on social media and they're like, what? People actually do that? I'm like, yeah, and it's beautiful that they do it, but people who don't know, they get so like weirded out by it. So if you see me with Thai guy, like, I'll meet you after, we'll chat, we'll chop it up, we'll hug, we'll take pictures. Okay? Anyway, I'm going to go now because I need to shower and then call my man. Stop. I'm in love. No, I'm not in love. I'm in lust. I'm in lustful love. I hope that was long enough for you.